Great to have you along here for the NBA on 2K Sports, a Tuesday night NBA presentation. It'll be the Chicago Bulls facing off against the Miami Heat. And now let's toss it over to Kevin Harlan with the rest of the 2K crew. I'll catch you at the break.
And a look back at the ring ceremony concluding moments ago. What a fantastic celebration of a terrific championship year. Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and joining me to provide the analysis for what's sure to be another exciting year, Steve Kerr, the sharpshooter, and Clark Kellogg. What an exciting game opening night in the NBA. Let's check out the starting lineups. First for Chicago, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler at the back. And down low, the two-time NCAA champion at Florida, the 6'11 tornado of energy and effort. It's the big man, Joakim Noah. Then it's Dang, and it's Boozer in at the 4. And for the Heat, Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11 star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Battier in at the power forward.
You know, in one of the more compelling postseason stories, the question about when the Bulls would bring Derrick Rose back just continued to hover around the playoffs. Ultimately, just never happened.
Well, back to the Bulls, and even without Rose, I think the team made a big statement, Steve, with how they played in the postseason. They showed that they weren't just a one-man show with Rose running things and have a solid core and system that will always compete.
Well, it's the second straight year that the Bulls have essentially been without Rose in their playoff run due to injury. And so I think Chicago fans are kind of wondering what exactly the roof is for this team, the ceiling, if you will. Let's hope that Rose stays healthy this year, so we'll find out.
And so it's the Heat getting on the board first. Kicks to Noah, tries to save it, and that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. And so here is Chicago, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick.
The pick wasn't ultra effective, but it got him just enough room for the score.
On defense, Chicago. And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws.
Well, you know, you look at LeBron James, maybe more than any other player in NBA history, he's great in a way that transcends position. Size, skill, savvy, know-how. I mean, he's got it all.
And the first one at the line is good. Then when you talk about LeBron's ability to really play any position on the floor, when you look back, has, Steve, there ever been a player you could say that about?
I'm not sure if you could say that about both ends of the floor. I mean, there's a lot of great defensive players who could guard everybody, you know, Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman. Offensively, Magic Johnson could play any position he wanted, but to be able to do so at both ends is what separates LeBron James.
A lot of people picked the Heat to run away with the East last year, and they were right on target. They were just so far and away better than any other team in the East that you just didn't see them losing much during the course of the season.
And that one's good. Rose has got his first 2 points.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
The drive by Wade gets it to go. As you said, the Heat clinched the East pretty early and were able to rest up a lot of their players down the stretch. Steve, never easy to win when everyone expects you to win games, but the Heat didn't seem fazed by the pressure at all.
Well, this is a championship team, and I think once you win that first title, you get a different level of confidence, and that showed last season as Miami rolled to their second title in a row.
Here's Boozer after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Boozer, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Boozer had his name floated around at the trade deadline last season, guys. There were a number of teams that were very interested in having this physicality and scoring ability down low.
And you wonder why Boozer's name would be floated in trade rumors. I mean, one of the top rebounding power forwards in the game can score inside and outside.
Well, I think, Kevin, teams are becoming more and more cap conscious with the new collective bargaining agreement. Boozer is a very highly paid player, so even though he's productive, I think some people are going to look at that contract and maybe shy away from it.
Now here's LeBron. That's good.
Dropped that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
The feed to Boozer. Pass to Rose. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's Butler. No good off the front iron.
Looked like an easy 2 points right there.
You know he's kicking himself for that. Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
But, you know, they've got a nice lead. Don't take any chances. The simple one-hander is just fine.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Here's Teague. Rejected by Chalmers. Here's Allen. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade.
Another basket here, and they have really come out of the gates fast in the first quarter, Kevin.
Heinrich outside. It could go. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
Well, now that we can see the replay, it looks like he did get the shot off in time. It looked that way to me originally, and that's the call we should see here.
You're right. I think he got it off. But anytime it's as close a call as that was, in a big situation like this, it's always smart to take a closer look.
And the official call is in. It's ruled a basket. They're overturning the original call after looking at the replay.
And, Kevin, this is exactly why we have this rule. And I think they made a great decision putting the rule in. The main thing is you want to get it right. And they definitely got this one right looking at the...
Bring your costume. It's Halloween in the NBA. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors hit the road.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Miami.
You got to like the consistency they're showing with that mid-range shot.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Chicago with the ball. They trail by 6. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
Well, if this is a matchup that feels familiar, it's because it is. Just last season, they were knocked out of the conference semis by this club.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Gentlemen, last season it seemed there was a little back and forth between head coach Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls front office regarding the big minutes he gave his starters. Thibodeau said, quote, "It's never the right amount of minutes. That's the only thing I know. If a guy's not playing big minutes, it's not enough minutes. Then if a guy's playing big minutes, it's too many minutes. So you play to win. That's the whole thing. And when you're a young team, guys can handle minutes. But guys, both Dang and Noah missed significant time. Noah only playing 66 games in the regular season. Dang out through the last 7 games of the playoffs. You wonder if maybe they have a point."
They've worked to round out the roster, so that should help those minutes stay down. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
And Haslam kicks to LeBron. Now Haslam inside.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Bulls trail by 7. Heinrich outside. Back to T. Pass to Gibson. No one near him. Miami grabs the miss.
you know, with the time left, they can trade 2 for 1 here.
If they hurry.
Now Hansel inside. It's stolen by Heinrich. Here's Teague. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, he absorbed the foul and had a chance to knock it down.
That's all you can ask right there. I like that play.
First trip to the line for him here. No good on that one. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. That one misses. The Heat leading by 7. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. That drops.
You know, passing the ball well on the perimeter has really opened things up offensively for this club.
Steve, it makes the game easy. I mean, 10 straight points off assist. That's impressive, but it's easy when you move the ball.
From beyond the arc, that's good. Teague's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And he was 1 step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
And he hits it and gets hacked down the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Great adjustment to avoid the deep. That's hard to stop.
Bulls making a switch here. The Heat have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And you look at the numbers from a year ago, guys, this is a club that hit about 75% of its free throws.
And here's Murphy. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
That 3 cut the deficit going into halftime. They're not going away.
And that does it for the first half of play. Heat lead by 6. Folks, stay tuned for the halftime show at Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's opening day in the NBA, and all is right in the 2K sports world. Hello, I'm Damon Bruce. The Heat have the lead out in Miami against Chicago. They're looking to establish themselves early on as a winning team. A sensational first half for Dwayne Wade. We're at halftime, and still, he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. And for the Bulls, they're still gutting it out. The Pacers are in a close one against the Orlando Magic. Fourth quarter, and they're a 3 away from evening the game up. And the other game still underway for the Lakers at Staples Center. We find them trailing to the Clippers. Some good action there in the third, and we still got a close ball game. And that'll be all for now. Thanks so much.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
A look here at the fast-growing downtown of Miami, Florida, as we return to action.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
Bulls trail by 6. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, there is no doubt Chris Bosh has taken his share of criticism in Miami. People call them, quote, the big 2.5, saying he hasn't lived up to that top billing. But for Eric Spoelstra, he said he is our most important player. We've said that for 3 seasons. He allows everything to work on both ends of the court. Guys, you think about it, offensively, he's a floor spacer and an offensive rebounder. And defensively, he anchors the Heat inside. Spoelstra called him, quote, a perfect fit for their system.
He's got the length factor to be sure. Thanks, Doris. Go back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago. It is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for them. And Steve contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round.
You know, Joakim Noah, part of those back-to-back championship teams at Florida, 2006 and 7, was kind of skinny in college in his first years in the league. But he's done a really good job of adding muscle to his frame. That work in the weight room and in his basement have served him well.
Wade kicks to Chalmers. He passes to LeBron. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And with the big minutes that Joakim Noah is asked to play, it's a good thing he's been so dedicated to staying in shape.
He's another player, Kevin, who does yoga in the offseason. He's even trained with big wave surfers in Hawaii, going underwater with...
Oh! Power punch right there. Great.
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice, real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control. Oof.
Oh, that one had it all, guys. Power and grace. Just beautiful.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
You know, people look at Mario Chalmers and say he might not be your typical point guard. He's not a big-time penetrator or playmaker, but he's a good fit for the Heat with his active defense and spot-up shooting from long range. I think it's a hand-in-glove fit, actually.
Pulls up. And again, Chicago. No good. 40 seconds left to play in the third. Wade with it. He's picked up by Dang. Wade kicks to Chalmers. And a miss there on the triple. And Chalmers, a three-time All-American and NCAA champion his junior season at Kansas, received the Most Outstanding Player Award for that 2008 tournament.
Hit what was probably the biggest shot in Kansas history, the three-pointer that sent that game against Memphis into overtime that allowed the Jayhawks to go on and win that national championship.
Back to Wade. And it's blocked by Dang. On its way from Rose for two. It's Chicago with another bucket.
That was a textbook shot from Rose and pretty to boot.
The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Heat leading by 6. Back after this from the American Air.
It's a Halloween broadcast of the NBA. Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks take on Joakim Noah and the Chicago Bulls. Live this Thursday night.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Miami.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
Chalmers pass to Bosch. Allen. Good ball movement here by Miami. Here's Wade. The shot no good. Some solid defense from Butler. Bulls trail by 6. Rose with the ball. And Allen picks him up defensively. Here's Gibson. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Big call, Kevin. He just didn't get there quick enough, and that's a tough break.
A lot of noise coming from these fans. Pretty unhappy with that call.
Well, you know, we've got a lot of amateur officials in the crowd, and not one of them liked it.
The Heat making a switch here. James is checked in. Chalmers dishes to Allen. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
Here's Butler. His three-pointers off the mark.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that.
And the basket by Chalmers.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
It's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. The Heat leading by 9.
Right there!
The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sounds.
That's a great shot if there's 1 second left in the game.
Yeah, that would be the good time to do it. Not now, though.
Off his leg. And the official saying it was kicked. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Here's Cole. The finger roll finish at the bucket. And the Heat lead by 13.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And Steve, I thought those fans, those home fans, gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Tom Thibodeau had some words for his team in that last huddle. He told his guys it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
Can they get it? And again, no good by Chicago.
That's one he knows he should have made.
Lewis on the way. Takes the three. And the Heat, another three.
Well, it's a wrap, fellas. No way you come back in this one.
Not anymore. Any chance of that happening went out the window a while ago.
Three-pointer, Heinrich. There's the bucket, good.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
Here's Cole. Teague covering. Poke loose. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
We thank you for tuning into this first game of the new NBA season. So for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our 2K Sports team, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. But first, let's reveal the Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.
We make it cool to be something.